I don't know about you, but one of the only reasons I still have Facebook is to use Facebook Marketplace to buy random things. Recently, I searched cell phones on Facebook Marketplace, and oh boy, I found all sorts of good stuff. This listing really got my attention. Every device had a charger, which means this is probably coming from the original owner. And this LG phone right here, I had to have it. I said, hello, is this available? They said, yes, it is. I asked if they all powered on and work, because they look cool, and they said, yes, they all power on and seem to work. They also said they didn't appear to be locked, which was great news. I offered 40 cash and the seller accepted, so I was on my way. How's it going? Good. I don't like recording people, so I'll just show you guys the box that I got. Got quite the box of random phones here. Unsure what'll be on here. He said he got it from an estate sale, and he just has no idea what's in here, so figure this will be fun. And now I'm home and ready to go through this box. Today's video is not sponsored, but I wanted to jump in here and say thank you to the YouTube members who have joined in the last couple months since I've rolled these out. If you'd like to become a YouTube member today, it definitely helps, and I've put details in the pinned comment below. Thank you guys so much, and we'll get back to the video now. Baby, we're gonna look at all these phones. Now, there's a lot of nostalgia packed into this box right here. Now, I'm gonna look at each of these phones. We're gonna go through them, play with the software, see if they have games, take some photos, and I'm gonna give each of these phones a nostalgia rating from 1 to 10. To start us off, I've got a couple Nokias. Sadly, I've been pronouncing Nokia my entire life, and I guess that's wrong. Wait, Nokia. Nokia is how I say it. Nokia. There we go. Nokia. Anywho, these are Nokia 918s. The antenna on this one is jammed, but good to see that this one is working just fine. Not that it really matters. Let's remove the battery cover and see what it... Oh, dang. It's a battery and a battery cover. Very interesting. Back in 96, these used to only sell for $1,000. There's not a whole lot on the phone, but there are keypad tones and there are ringtones in here. Hello, this is John. You know, I don't like those sounds, and there's about zero nostalgia because I've never used these, but I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Because it's Nokia! Alright, let's dig a bit deeper into this box and see some of these phones that hit a bit closer to home. Okay, this one looks nice. Looks like an S1. The cover is disgusting because it's covered in fur, but let's take a look at that. Alright, second phone we'll go with, a Motorola. This, I've never seen this before, but it's very pleasing to the eyes. And this one right here. This is why I got the entire box. This is the LG NV Touch, and holy crap, everybody had this in high school. As for the remaining 3 phones, we'll get to those, but for now we need to unpack this crusty fur ball. It feels as if a crusty substance has sealed this closed, but this charge block is opening it just fine. This is a 2012 LG Escape. This case right here is really boosting up the nostalgia rating. It is rubbery and sticky, and you know what? I just don't feel right reviewing this without having the gross case on it, so we're putting it back. Please stop and put your headphones in. You don't want to miss the ripple sounds. Oh, that sounds wonderful. I love it. Look at this. Look at the unlocked screen, how you just see into the soul of the phone, and bloop, you're in. In 2012, this is considered mid-range. It had 1 GB of RAM, 4 GB of internal storage, expandable up to 32 GB, and look at YouTube. I connected to Wi-Fi off screen. Let's try to launch YouTube. I know it's not gonna work, but let's just look at the user interface. Okay, yeah, we know it doesn't work, but let's look at the tabs. There is a category for just about everything. Okay, that's interesting. The camera is 5 megapixels, and I'm unsure why. It looks horrible. Very low quality camera, but hey, it looks nostalgic. This is a video test to see how good the LG Escape could record video. Actually, it's not looking so bad, but it's also not looking so great. I guess we'll see in the edit. Wow, camera not so good. Video is pretty decent, but I would say giving this thing a nostalgia rating, I'll go a 7 out of 10. You know, I took photos just like that in 2012 when I was a senior. Actually, here's a video of me jumping off of a spillway in 2013, shot on a flip phone. Wow. Moving on to the next, this is the LG NV Touch, and holy smokes, I had several friends who rocked this, and this was the coolest thing back in 2009. Considering this phone has just been floating around for 15 years, the little boy in this photo is probably 20 years old now. That's why I love making these videos, because all these phones is so interesting to see how technology has evolved over time. This phone competed with the 3G, the Palm Pre, the BlackBerry Storm, and when it was closed, it actually had a touch screen that let you use the phone as an MP3 player. Oh man, Baby Bash. I wish I could play this music full blast because it is so nostalgic. Although Justin Bieber didn't sing that. Someone messed up their LimeWire downloads with the wrong album covers. If any of you used this back in 2009, please comment below. The resistive touchscreen is super difficult to work with. You really have to press down to get a response from the screen. Okay, let's try to take a photo on this. I don't know how to actually use the shutter. Oh, I had to flip it around. I'm using the wrong side here. Okay. Oh, come on, little shutter. I know you can do it. Come on. Come on. Oh. There we go, we got the photo. I used to have to select save in order to save a photo. I guess that's the cost of having 250 megabytes of storage. Oh, would you look at that? It's got a shutter on top of the phone, making it much easier to snap quick photos. Let's go ahead and try that. You know what, let's do a selfie, but with the back camera. Okay, there we go. Ah, glorious. Oh wow, there's more videos on here. Stuck in time. Oh yes, I remember the days of trying to record fireworks on a flip phone. It's not the most not the most ideal. Look at these. It's now that time for the nostalgia score, so I'm gonna say, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect score. Always room for improvement, but I would say this is a solid, 8.5 out of 10. Okay, now time for this one. I actually had to do a Google image search, and I found it's called the Moto Zine ZN5 in partnership with Motorola Kodak. Rolled out this phone for like a higher resolution candy bar style phone in 2008. I was very excited to see that this was a T-Mobile SIM card, and I ended up getting my own SIM and jerry-rigging it into this SIM card here. This is my SIM, and putting it in the phone. What's crazy is even back in 2008, this was a 2G phone, and it actually got some backlash because it didn't even have 3G. So unsure why when I powered it on, the battery's drained. I think we're gonna have to plug this in and come back to it. And the phone's not responding to me clicking any buttons, so let's plug this in and we'll come back to it. In the meantime, let's move to the last 3 phones we got in here, and options are slim picking, but we've got this Motorola. This is a Moto E. It's I believe it's a 2nd generation. These were released in 2015, and if you remove the cover, it's actually it's not a cover, it's the back battery cover built into the phone, which is, well, you know, I actually like that customization. That's kind of cool. I believe these are rolled out to support Verizon's prepaid programs. Looks like the screen of this one was dinged. They actually came with Gorilla Glass 3 and 540 by 960 pixels. Looks pretty decent. Unfortunately, this one has a Google account that's still locking it, so I can't use it. What a tragedy. For this, I can't even give it a nostalgia score. We're moving on to the next. Okay, this thing looks like it's got, oh my gosh. Whoa. What happened to the screen? There's no excuses for this, man. Someone put rocks in their pocket and walked around with this thing. Let's turn it on. This puppy's called the HTC Groove, and as you can tell from the screen, it wasn't made of the highest quality products, but was part of the Move Music it was part of Move Music, which is what Cricket was rolling out. It's 2012, and this is how you unlock your phone. I don't know why this is so fun for me, dude. I love that. Even back in 2012, this is what like 15 to 30 bucks would get you, and it was an entry-level Android phone. It had just enough to be dangerous. This is Android, I believe Android 2. Look at the customization. You could press sliding effects. Rotation, what is that? Oh, not a chance. Is it really yeeting my entire icon screen? It doesn't stop there. You got stream. What is stream? Oh, okay, boring. Boring slide, whatever. On to the next. Cube is, okay. I've seen Cube before. I like the yeet setting the most, but I do like the customization. It's very old Android-esque. I didn't even want to talk about the camera, but it looks like someone permanently sneezed on the screen of this. It does have a nice little shutter on the top, but we're talking, what, 3.5 megapixels with a really low quality camera. It's not good news, but yeah, I'll show you the photos. Here you go. This does receive an award actually, because I've never seen a camera on any phone take this low quality of a photo. So good job, Move Music. Good job. Wait a minute. What's happening to this? I'm not touching this anymore, and it's just going crazy. What is happening with this phone? I digress, but guess what? The phone has Uno. Uno on Android 2, huh? I mean, of course I'm game for this. I'm an undisputed champion among all my sisters growing. At least, you know, don't ask them, but it's true. Ah, it's a demo. Of course it's a demo. Okay, let's get started. All right. Let the player choose the... I know how to play. Okay. Okay, here we go. I got a wild card, and I've got a lot of reds, so let's go with red. Okay, let's see if anyone's got a red. Okay, so everyone's just got reds, huh? All right, well, I'll go ahead and empty my reds out. Of course, everyone's got reds. I've got one more. We'll play red. There we go. Let's go 4. Okay, I skipped around, but it's telling me that I have to draw 4. All right, whatever. Bad turn for luck. I'll go ahead and push through. Draw 4. Come on, lay it on me. Figure it'll get better from here, but Uno. Someone already got an Uno, huh? And to draw 4 again. I gotta draw 4 again. Okay, you know what? I'm done with this game. This guy is going back in the box, but I'm going to give this a straight 8.7 out of 10 for the nostalgia rating. Android 2 and Uno, they just brought me back. Moving into the last of the phones, we've got a HTC Desire 626. This was a mid-range phone released in 2015, and it was designed to give a balance between affordability and be a mid-range phone. This thing is really lightweight. Like, it's concerningly light. Unfortunately, when I went to set up this phone as well, it was also locked by a Google account. As everyone always comments, I know this can be unlocked, but it's not really my thing and I don't want to go through the trouble. Maybe I'll try unlocking these, but I don't think I'm going to bother with it for now. Now, let's come back to the Moto Zion 5. I had some interesting experiences with this. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the lock switch here. I really like that. To put it short, the phone didn't need to be charged. I just needed to remove my SIM and put the original SIM back in the phone, and after that, it worked perfectly fine, as you can see here. The phone is really snappy as expected and super easy to navigate. The biggest selling point on this phone was this back camera in partnership with Kodak. When you slide it open, it actually activates the camera on the phone and you can go into shooting mode, which is cool. But there was one issue with that. I was struggling to figure out how to take a picture. At first I thought it was these navigation buttons, but these just control flash on and off and then other different modes of the camera. Then I found online that this was the shutter button, although broken, and I was able to get it to respond, but it wouldn't take a picture, unfortunately, and I was so excited to snap some photos on this because that was pretty much everything that the phone was. So I'm sad to say that I don't have a photo to show you guys, but I was able to focus. You can see that on the camera. I was getting it to focus, but I just couldn't get it to snap a photo, and unfortunately I pressed every single button trying to get this thing to take a photo, and it wouldn't. I'll give this a 7 out of 10 nostalgia rating. I had a flip phone that was T9 word, and there's some aspects of this phone that remind me of my old phone, so this is definitely a fun phone. I wish it was fully functional though. I'd say getting all these phones for 40 bucks, also the Nokias, which aren't in this shot, was 100% worth it. So much fun. These two definitely hit closest to home and were the most nostalgic for me, and the others were still a bunch of fun. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, and now let's give a shout out to our members.